Hi, Allie. Hi, how are you? Let's see, today is March 5th. I can't believe it's March already, guys. Like, I cannot believe it. That means Roman's going to be tuned soon. And yeah, that freaks me out. How are you guys? How's your night? How you been? I'm good. I'm good. I just got finished work. Figured I'd come on. I'm starting to try and do Tuesdays and Thursdays instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll see. Tuesday was kind of it was strange. There wasn't that many people on for Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know. I just got a really weird notification from TikTok. But how are you guys doing? How is everyone? Hi, Braylee. How are you? Hey, Nicole. Hi. How is everyone? Let's see. Did you? Yeah, I cannot believe that. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I have no idea. Again, I don't know much about this stuff, guys, so it just kind of roll with the punches here. It's exactly what I said. I don't know what I did wrong. I might have done something wrong. Who knows? Welcome, welcome. Anyone else coming in? I'm gonna see if I can share. Boom, 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 boom. You're already in here. So, yeah, Nicole, what does that even mean? Yeah, sure. I'm so sorry for your loss. I just want to let you know when it comes to readings and when it's like fresh. I mean, I've never tried, but I've heard that sometimes it could be difficult. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nicole. Well, you do so much for me. Absolutely. Maybe, again, I have never tried to bring animals forward, but I'm totally for seeing if they'll come through as well. I will set intentions for the cousin to kind of come through and kind of see where it goes from there. Again, Tuesday was really weird. I didn't have many viewers, and I'm used to having like a lot of viewers. Like at this point, we usually have a lot, so I don't know what's going on with my account. Or it's just because I switched from Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays to Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I know. It's super weird. It was like this on Tuesday too. I don't know what I did. Which it's fine. It's not like, you know, I need many people. Again, this is just so that you guys can kind of get readings, kind of get to know more people and kind of get out there and do some of this work and see what happens. So, all right, let me see if I can connect to your cousin real quick though. And then I guess maybe hopefully more people come in again. This is new for me doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll have to go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You guys hear my son in the background. He's loud today. Oh no, I'll just do the relationship. It's okay. Um, okay. Okay. Okay, before I move forward, I have some pretty different type of information coming through, so I just want to make sure that we're with cousin first before I keep going. And I'm calling him cousin. I know you said it's kind of a little bit of I guess weird on what to call him exactly. Because it's kind of like a friend of a friend of a friend. I'm just gonna stick with cousin. Yes. So I do have a younger individual here with me. I don't know. They, I don't know exactly, he or she, maybe that was like my hint. They came forward with a couple of different types of feelings. First, I felt extreme nausea. I got like a weird sensation in my mouth too. I'm not exactly sure what the mouth thing could be. I do feel as though this was quick, totally unexpected. However, I feel as though it's almost as if the universe and his soul kind of knew a week beforehand that it was going to happen. I don't know if it was just a weird week for the family, or the family can recall things that happened during the week, and it was kind of like a, oh my gosh, like was that a sign that something was going to happen? I also am getting some type of attention to the head, but I'm also being shown, I don't know if it pertains to their passing, but I do feel as though they had some genetic components to their body. So this could be just any type of genetic issues that they may have been born with. Because I did see like a DNA strain, so I'm gonna lean that more towards like genetics. I don't know if this resulted in their passing, but I do feel as though they had something with like some type of genetics issues. What else was there? Yeah, and the mouth was like a tingly sensation of the mouth as well. So I don't know if maybe there was like some type of CPR that was tried, some type of resuscitation in the passing, because I did feel like something towards the mouth. But I did feel like a couple of times, and I don't know if you can even recall, I touched my head a couple of times. It's like a weird funny feeling in the back of my head as well. I also got an image of a rose as well, so I don't know where the rose would tie in, but is any of this making sense for cousin? A rose. Like I got an image of like a rose, like a almost like an image of like a rose, like a I don't know if it's like a tattoo or drawn, but like the inside of like a rose, kind of like a layout. Is any of this making sense for them? The head paint would make sense, okay. Okay, I also got the words T, but it kind of got like paired with like T-bone. Was this an accident of some sort? My eyes are starting to like. T-bone, T-bone. God, it's motorcycle by an impaired driver. Okay, makes sense. Oh, I'm so sorry. And he was young. He's also showing me attention towards his abdomen, clearly mostly on like his left side of like his torso. I feel as though he's talking about how was the person who hit him on the older side? He just had a baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel as though the person who hit him, I know you said is impaired, but I feel as though they might have even been on the older side. 37.9, okay. Now he's also drawing attention. Was he actually almost home or close to home when this happened? I feel as though he's kind of talking about how he wasn't very far from home. And I feel as though like there's like an anger towards this. Almost like almost as if like if it was like a couple seconds or a couple of minutes, this could have been prevented, kind of a thing. And he's giving me chills with that, which is usually my sign of like confirm 10 minutes from home. Yeah. And it's really sad. Like a lot of times when I hear of accidents and stuff, I know of two personally that they were very close to home. Okay. I know you said that this is like someone who's close in that blood. Do you know them from a very young age, like even like childhood age? Because it looks like he's bringing up like maybe childhood memories. And I could still tell them to you anyway, and you can always like relate to it to family. I don't know why, but he keeps showing me. At first I thought it was a football, is it a goalpost? But it looks smaller than that, so I don't know if it's like a slingshot of some sort. It's very random. Could be a field post, but it just feels like a lot smaller than that. Yeah, so I don't, if you were 16, I don't know if you would know like childhood like that. I feel as though you're not just close to him though. I feel as though it's kind of like your families are close. And I feel as though there was functions that both your family and his family would also be together in those times as well. It's almost like you guys got along. And I feel as though he's talking about a bickering too, like you would fight like siblings, if that makes sense. More so about like funny stuff, like kind of like banter, if that makes sense as well. And he kind of is talking about that there might have been also some distance. Okay. He's talking about how there's another there might have been some distance between the two of you, or you hadn't talked in like a gap in like how long you guys have talked. Like a gap, okay. And I feel as though he's kind of talking about how, like, you kind of feel guilt about this. And he doesn't want you to feel guilty about it. He kind of just talks about how, like, kind of like life happens. And I feel as though we kind of all get busy. Yeah, we kind of all get busy in our own lives. And I also feel as though around the time that you guys did have a gap, that there might have been some confrontations with family, or just in general, just distance kind of just like slowed down kind of a thing. And it's just like you kind of just went separate ways. But he kind of talks about how there's like no ill will, if that makes sense. And I don't know if the letter C makes sense at all. Because he is showing me a C. It could be him, someone around him. And he's also showing me, oh, what is that? I just feel as though he's also talking about, like, Cosby Coley. Oh, that's sweet. Super sweet. Oh, I love that nickname. I know one other person and they liked being called Coley. I feel as though not many people call you that, though. Yeah, he's kind of like saying, like, sometimes it might have even irritated you. Okay, so he was showing me the number 1, but he was also showing me the number 4 as well. Now, numbers, they're a little tricky. Numbers really irritate me sometimes because they can mean so many different things. It could be the months, so it could be January, April. It could be that specific date. It could be children. 9 times out of 10, it ends up being months. So I don't know if these months make sense. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's almost as if did he have a scare with his motorcycle before, like prior? Okay, I would double check on Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. Why? I don't understand what this means. Yeah, I don't know. It keeps getting taken. I don't even know what these gifts are. I don't need gifts, guys. I don't know. Okay. Hopefully that works. I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would ask, because it's almost as if was he in a relationship with someone? Because I feel as though he's talking about a relationship with someone. it's almost as if like they were nervous about allowing him to kind of use the bike after like a scare happened, or not sure about that. Okay, I would ask. Sorry guys, that is my son. Okay. I feel as though they're still planning things going on. Was there some type of like memorial somewhere where maybe even the site, he's talking about this, and he's talking about like the plans behind this? I don't even know what they're called. Is that like vigil? Okay. He's talking about this, and he's talking about like the planning that went behind it too, and he's so appreciative of everyone who did something for him, and he's appreciative of everything that basically like transpired. It's almost as if like he didn't truly realize how much love there was for him until after he passed, and even though that was like so sad to think about, but like he really truly didn't understand like how many people would come together just to celebrate his life. And I feel as though he was just a very likable person in general. And I feel as though he had kind of ties to like many different things. I feel as though like the people that surrounded him weren't always like one similar type of group, if that makes sense. It's almost as if like he could be friends with goths, he could be friends with jocks, he could be friends with multiple different types of people. And I feel as though because he's more like that's just his personality, like he kind of gets along with everybody. Did he have it tough kind of growing up? Because he's kind of shown me a little bit of like insecurities in himself. Or maybe like family struggles. Okay. Is someone making stuff for him too? Okay, yeah, so he's talking about that. I feel as though that was like a really big trigger for him. I feel like he kind of talks about how he felt a little lost, and the only really thing that kept him going was all the friends and support that he was getting from other people. But I think that loss was like a huge thing for him. But what did we have? A celebration of life now? Okay. And are people making things for it? Like I don't know why, but he's like showing like maybe even shirts, maybe even bracelets, something that would have like his name, maybe even his face. And he's talking about this. I feel as though he's talking about how he had a creative side himself. His picture at the vigil. Okay, he's kind of talking about how like he kind of was into kind of creative stuff himself, like some type of like art as well. Kind of like cool art. Like he's kind of showing me like different types of things, like maybe like graffiti and stuff like that. Like he just liked different things like that. So I think he like really appreciated like the looks of everything. Okay, he's also showing me a bird with really big wings. The only two birds I can think of with really big wings like that are eagles or hawks. He's showing me like wings like spread out like this. Or it could be angel wings. He's just showing me really big wide span wings that like go out like really long here. Wings wide span. He had a huge parrot, okay. Oh, could the parrot talk? Don't parrots talk? I always see the videos. I just saw a video on TikTok the other day, and it was a bird, and the bird was asking for kisses, and she said, "No, I'm busy." And then the bird called her a bitch, and she was like, "Did you just call me a bitch?" And I thought that was hilarious that a bird could like curse and do all the things. So that's funny. And I have his two birds that he had for 20 years. Oh, your bird has a bunny. I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so awesome. I also like that you could just cover them in a cage and they just go to sleep. Like, I wish kids would do that. Because this bird yells his name all the time. Oh, I'm glad he brought that up. That's so sweet. Okay, this is also gonna be really weird. I don't know if you would know this. This might be like a personal thing for him. Would he always go to like stores, like small stores? Like, I don't know why, but he just the image of like 7-Eleven just popped up to me. I don't know if he constantly went to like stores like that, or he was a frequent flyer for 7-Eleven. I don't know. It just popped up, and the bicycle. It's okay. It's so strange. It's so funny to see what people will bring up. Okay. All right. Do you have tattoos, Nicole? Would he make fun of your tattoos? Because it's almost as if he's talking about like tattoos, and he's talking about like, I don't know, he like kind of showed like even like a butterfly, and then was like laughing about it, like almost like, oh, so girly, or typical like basic girl tattoos or something. Which, by the way, butterflies are not basic. They're actually very spiritual, and I love butterflies. So I do not agree with him on this. It's kind of almost like he had that relationship with you to where he would just make fun of you for certain things. I feel as though he was just always teasing people. That's probably why he's making fun of it. That is hilarious. And you said that has a butterfly that has the name. Oh boy. Alright, no denying he's with us now. He and I always pick on each other. Oh yeah. Oh, he's funny. He had such a kind soul. Like, you could just kind of feel it. Like, I feel like I could sit there and just talk to him. I feel as though I could just sit outside on like a summer late night, and he's kind of showing me like sitting out, even just sitting on the curb around on the street, and just kind of like hanging out. He even also was showing like 4th of July with like fireworks as well. And I just feel like I could sit there and talk with him forever. Like, you could be doing the most simple thing. It could just be like hanging out, and it would just be like, you could just sit there and, you know, let the time get the best of you, and it's like the time would fly by. To do fireworks together at my house. He had me draw them. Little fireworks. They might not look like fireworks, but that's exactly what I tried to draw. And does he have a daughter? Because he's kind of talking about a daddy's girl. He's just kind of giving me dad girl vibes. Yes, okay. Does she have long hair? Daddy's girl. Daddy's girl. Daddy's girl. Oof, I just kind of got the feeling of her. She didn't live with him. Okay. She had long hair though. Okay. Ooh. He's showing me like a tug of war. And a tug of war to me means that there were some type of custody battles. And he's pointing towards his daughter. And like there was a lot of fighting. Okay. He's kind of talking about how she will learn one day. She will know one day. And this was definitely not by his choice. I feel as though he, I think he even himself has a lot of guilt. But like not guilt that he caused, but just guilt in general that like he didn't get to spend as much time with her as, you know, a daughter wants to spend with their dad. He was a great dad and loved his kids. Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely feel as though this was on bio mom's terms. And I feel as though he's just kind of talking about how like dad just don't get equal rights sometimes, and it's just like there was just some things he couldn't do. And I feel like finances also was an issue when it comes to like lawyers' fees and stuff like that. And I just feel like it was a really bad headache. And it was just he's talking about how like it's just sad for her that she was, you know, the pawn in this. Like it's as if like, you know, she's the one who has to, you know, deal with the repercussions of like not having her dad around a lot, and it's all because someone wants to be bitter, if that makes sense. But he's talking about how she will find out one day. It's me, baby mama. Oh yeah, bitter. Bitter is the word that he described her. Okay. He's also showing me, I think this is the letter J. He's showing me like a capital J. His name is Justin. Lots of J's. That's why he showed me like capital J. Oh, he was such a wonderful person, Nicole. I am so sorry. And he's good at this. He's got high energy. I don't know if it's because, you know, it's still recent, or I really think he just had high energy levels in general. I feel as though he lit up a room. I feel as though he was super genuine. But I'm getting a lot of information out of him. Oh, he keeps giving me the chills. Did you ever spend Christmas time around that family? Because he is showing me like a Christmas tree, or I feel as though he's talking about how his family's talking about how like they won't have Christmas with him. I feel as though he was a big Christmas guy at his house. Yeah. And it's almost as if he's talking about how like he's just kind of like trying to help with the healing process. It's really rough, especially since it's very raw, very new. This just happened. But it's as if like he's just kind of talking about how like holidays are gonna be rough. But I feel as though he really just wants to make sure that the family doesn't fall apart. I think that's a really big thing for him, because I feel as though he may have also been the person to try and keep the family together and, you know, come up with things so that the family can stay together, try to get everyone together. Like he kind of went ahead and did that stuff, and I think the biggest fear for him is for it to slowly fall apart. And kind of lose like the spirit of that kind of stuff, and he just doesn't want that to happen. Like it's almost as if like his favorite thing is like holidays. I feel as though he really likes, he's a big family person. I feel as though he loves being around other people. And I feel like it's very important for him for traditions to still stay the same, no matter how different it's going to be. And he's kind of talking about how he's going to be there anyway. And he's talking about how he's still going to be eating all of the food too, because I feel as though that's like one of his favorite parts is like all the food. And he's like, don't worry, I'm going to be eating all the food too. I'm so sorry, Nicole. Did you have anything you wanted me to ask him? I'm glad we got so much information. We got a lot. And how long has it been? It's been a little bit. I do feel as though he's talking about how there was no pain. I feel as though it was very quick. He was there and then he wasn't. Where he wants him to live. Ooh, okay. Now, who's the motherly figure for Justin? No, don't worry. Okay. So I feel as though he's talking about how there isn't going to be much choice on where he goes. I feel as though when it comes to like courts and stuff, I feel as though his son is not old enough to be able to choose where he wants to be. And I feel as though the courts are going to use basically the law for this. To where it's like they don't really get a choice in the matter of where he lives. I feel as though it's kind of a next of kin situation. And next of kin for him, since he's not married, it would be with mom. That's just the feeling he's given me. Again, you can't take any of that and run with it. That's just kind of the feeling that I get, is that just the feeling that I get is that I don't think that he's going to end up with the friend. Or, I mean, it doesn't mean that he won't end up with him. It's almost as if I just feel like a lot of legal things are going to be coming on with, like who, like, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, here's a child. Okay, child, pick who you want to live with kind of a thing. He's like, there's legal stuff with it. And I feel as though there's going to be a battle as to where he needs to be. But I feel as though he's really talking about next of kin. And next of kin in my mind is, if you're not married, it would be your parents. So if that's his biological mother and that's his biological grandparent, 9 times out of 10, the court will direct him to her. I guess it's all going to depend on her if she's willing to grant his wishes and allow him to live where he wants to, or if she's going to kind of want to keep him herself. That's all he's given me. I hope this helped, though. I'm really, yeah, no, absolutely. And I hope this resonated. And don't forget to remind me to send you a message. Oh, he already knows. He knows. Again, he's so grateful for everything that you guys have already done for him thus far. And you can tell how much he loves you with everything that he said. And he can hear you. And I think you know that he can hear, all of our loved ones can hear and know every single thing that they say and do. Absolutely, I would love that. Thank you. I love that kind of stuff. I love when you guys tell me all the stories, the pictures. Again, growing up I was always like that. I always loved hearing stories of people, like about their life, about people. So I would love if you sent me his picture. And I will in return send you a picture of your notes. And then again, like you know, I always upload all of my videos up to my YT channel. So yeah, I'm really bummed. I don't understand why I keep getting that live notification and there's like nobody in here. I don't understand it. Hi everyone else who's around. Thank you for joining in. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Listen, I don't do any of the work. The spirits, your loved ones are the ones who do all the work. So that was all Justin there. He did all of it. Yeah, I don't understand. It's really weird because something is wrong with TikTok because, what was that? It was Tuesday. Tuesday, even afterwards, I tried to send my pictures and my notes to the 2 people that I gave readings for, like I always do. And for some reason, I would click on their name and it would go to the inbox and the inbox would say new user. And I was confused. I was like, why does it keep saying new user? And all my friends were popping up fine. But those 2, for some reason, when I was clicking on their name to send them a message, it kept saying no user. And it was making me iffy on whether I wanted to send the picture or not. I was like, am I clicking on the right profile? I have no idea what's going on. So yeah, Daisy, it was happening to you too. And you just happen to hop on as I'm talking about it. When I was trying to send you a message from your notes on Tuesday, and someone, and who else was it? Oh, Stacy. I was trying to send you and Stacy notes from your reading, and it kept saying no user. And again, the live was already crazy. Oh yeah, Jay Wells, it's not from me. Could you screenshot those messages and actually send them to me? I told you guys there's scammers out there and they're trying to pretend that they're me. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, Jay Wells, if you wouldn't mind, could you send me screenshots of those messages? Yeah, no, I will never ask for money on TikTok ever. Everything is free. Everything has everything to do with just me trying to give you guys readings and use the gifts that I have to try and give you guys closure. You finally got them. Yeah, I did send it because I think it finally fixed itself today to where when I click on your profile, it says your profile. But that's what I'm saying. Like, TikTok's being super weird right now. My email is the same as my TikTok handle at Gmail. So it's spiritswithsky with 2 Y's at gmail.com. Hi, Taylor. I don't answer specific questions just because I connect with spirit on a different type of level, on like a deeper level. I kind of have to actually like connect with spirit. And then when you connect with spirit, the spirits are the ones who kind of direct the entire reading. I personally don't believe in the whole questions thing. Maybe some other mediums are a little more experienced with the questions or more like a psychic kind of general. When will I be on next? I don't know. Depending on how this goes, I might have to go back to Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays again. I don't know if it's me coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays or it's because of the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but I know I'm not used to having only 17 people on here. Makes me really sad. Or having TikToks keep sending me messages of random things. I don't know. I gotta try and fix things. Hi, Kristen. Do I do private readings? Yes, absolutely. You can either message me and I can send you my email, or you can directly email me. My email is spiritswithsky with 2 Y's at gmail.com. Heard TikTok's been odd lately. I don't think it's you. Hopefully it's not. I hope I didn't do anything. Thanks, Nicole. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, let me know, guys. I don't know what's going on. Again, it's not like I sit there and want a bunch of people on because I just want to have like a big following. It's not that at all. It's just I feel like the more people we get in here, the better the energy is, and the more that people get to kind of hang out with us, and it can be a little more fun in those ways. Hi, friend. Hi, Ra. I swear, did you tell me what your name was before so I didn't have to call you Ra. You probably did. I'm horrible with names, guys. Sarah, that's what it was. Okay. Hi, Sarah. I love when you guys come up with cool, like, little handles for your like usernames and stuff. It's so fun. I had the worst usernames growing up. Worst. Like, I'm embarrassed at some of my usernames, and they were never something cool like that. Hi, Em. Thanks for joining. Hi, everyone else slowly coming in. Again, I don't know what's wrong with TikTok this week. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, you did find me on For You page. Okay, well, maybe it's starting to work. I don't know. I've been having a problem this week with my lives. I don't know it, and it keeps sending me weird messages on here. And when I go to message my viewers to kind of send them my notes, that's been acting up. I don't know. Yes, I am a millennium. And my aim and my like original AOL messaging, first I think it was softball, GRL, because it was about the GRL days. And then shortly after they started making games on websites, I remember there was a Club Penguin, and Club Penguin name, you guys are gonna make fun of me. I don't even know why I'm gonna say this out loud, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because why not? My name was Wigglesmig. I don't even know what that means, but I guess because they wiggle. I don't know. I have no idea. Not the AOL. I still have my AOL account. I still have it, and guess what? It has like probably 60,000 emails because I barely use it, and it just is straight up all spam. Literally all spam. And I'm too afraid to delete things because I'm like, what if one of those is not spam and I'm not going through each individual one? So it just sits in an account, 60,000. I'm surprised it still works, to be honest. And it's funny because my mom at one point, she started using my email because she obviously was older and didn't use email at all. So she was using my email to go shopping, and my mom's a big shopper. So there's mad stores, receipts, and everything that just gets sent to that email. I think her one Facebook account actually was hooked to my one AOL email, and so I'll get notifications for that. So I tell people that and they don't even know what I'm talking about. What? Oh, I missed it. Yeah, no, I loved Club Penguin. Oh, thanks, Haley. Yeah, as soon as I'm off here, I'll get back to you tonight. As soon as I'm off here, my child might drag me into the other room because I'll finally be available for him. Hi, Ellen. I'm glad to see that you are new. We love everyone in new or old coming to hang out. All right, so I did just do a reading for Nicole, who happens to be one of my mods. She was having a rough time and had a loss recently, and I'm super happy we were able to connect. It was a really sad situation. So we're just trying to get the energy back up, guys, and oh yeah, no. And I still hear the noise. It's so funny because when the computer first came out and we got one, I remember I was younger and I wanted to color, and we had just found out that you can like print out coloring pages. And I remember I kept hitting print, and it wasn't coming out. So then all day long, me and my sister just kept hitting print. And then my dad got home, and I guess he had to like do something to fix it. And then all of a sudden, like hundreds of the same coloring page came out and out and out. And we were banned from the computer for a long time after that. We wasted so much paper and ink. He was furious. I'm like, you kids don't understand how good you have it right now. But welcome everyone, and yeah, we're just kind of just chatting. I'm trying to get the energy back up. Just had a really kind of sad reading. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more reading probably in the next like 2 minutes. If you guys do want a reading from me, all I ask is that you comment the relationship of the person that you want to speak to. And I don't charge for any of my live readings. The only thing that I do ask is if you get a reading from me, I do have a post on my TikTok profile, and it's called feedback, and it's pinned on my profile. And if you could just give me any type of like feedback about how your reading went, I would greatly appreciate it. I like to see the feedback from you guys to kind of see like what you like, didn't like, how I did. And also it allows other people to kind of see how it goes and see if maybe they get drawn towards me. But hi LJ, I love newbies. But yeah, so if you guys try to keep your details of the chat. I have some people, I have someone today who also just said on my live that someone is pretending to be me and send in messages talking about charging them for reading and asking for money. I will never message you telling you that you need a reading and then I'm going to charge you for a reading. Absolutely not. I wait for you guys to message me and I direct you to my email. My email is spiritswithsky@gmail.com. So only time there will be any talks of booking or payments. Otherwise, you guys can message me on here because I know some people just want to find out more before they go to email me to book. But I will never ever reach out to you first, except for if you got a reading from me and I'm sending you your notes and I kind of just send a picture of your notes in your direct messages. Otherwise, you will never get like any messages from me like that, which is why I kind of tell you guys not to put your details in the chat, because I don't want you guys to get scammed, and I don't want someone to kind of say like, hey, I had a vision that Uncle Bob wants to talk to you. I'll never do that. I will never do that. So try not to put details in the chat. Oh, Sarah, awesome. Thank you. And I thank you guys for all of the love, the likes. I think I'm actually only 100 more people until I'm at 1,000 followers, which would be really cool. I'm not a social media person ever, so I've never had that many followers ever on any of my social media. Also, tidbit, my private life, not many people know what I do. This is kind of secret, so you guys are kind of part of my secret here. I don't really talk about it in my private life. I have a select few that have found me through here and, you know, I've talked to them and stuff like that, but I'm not very public with what I do here. So thanks for being part of my secret. I feel like Hannah Montana living a double life. All right, so again, if you guys want a reading, go ahead and comment the relationship of the person that you want to speak to. You guys can comment as many times as you want, as long as TikTok allows you to comment. Connect those two parts of you. No, in a sense that without saying a lot, I don't believe my job would be okay with what I do. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I really don't want to lose my job, guys. So I kind of want to just keep this separate for now. We'll have the Hannah and Miley live for a little while. But okay, guys, yeah, so just comment the relationship, comment as many times as TikTok allows you to. And whoever spirit draws me towards is who will get the reading. Again, spirit led takes too long for me. What's today's date again? I already wrote the date like 5 times. 3/5/26. I can't believe we're in March, guys. Absolutely cannot believe it. And I hope the weather gets warmer soon. Okay, let's see. You have no clue what we're doing? Okay, you were just, if you would like a reading, what was your name? Kelsey? If you would like a reading, just comment the relationship of the person that you want to connect with. Don't give me any details. I don't want it to be a disservice to you. Just the relationship, and then it kind of just speeds up the process as to who you want to speak to, and then we're not spending like a half hour trying to figure out who we're talking to. No worries, I appreciate it, yeah. And I tried putting a sticker to where it would say that, so when my eyes are closed or I'm in a reading, you guys could see exactly how to do it. But for some reason, it was saying that if I did that, I have to be promotional to like my business. I don't have a business to promote. So I don't know why it won't let me just put like a little sticker, like sticky note, like saying like, hey, welcome in, do this. Again, I'm trying to figure things out, but I don't want to mess up this TikTok. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna butcher your name. Mala? Mala? Am I saying it right? Actually, I said it twice. Is it Mala? Mala. Okay. Hi, hon. So you wanted to connect with grandfather? Okay. Did you want to stay in the chat, or did you want to go in the little text box up here? Totally your preference, whatever you prefer. In the chat, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna keep briefly trying to look back in the chat. Let me know if you're sending me stuff and I'm just not seeing it, because sometimes TikTok also like hides your comments too. Okay, I'm gonna try and connect with grandfather. Once I get quite a bit amount of information, I will bring that back with you. We'll go through it and you'll let me know if you think that we're with grandfather. If we are, then we'll proceed with the reading, okay? I don't understand. Yeah, TikTok is asking me questions again. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I do have a few things coming through. So the kind of personality that grandfather's coming through with is someone that may not typically believe in something like this. And that's just the kind of conversation that I'm having with him right now. I do have an older gentleman with me. He so he was showing me an uncomfortable feeling in my neck. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a pain. I feel as though it would be more so maybe stiff neck. So this could be that he was maybe immobilized, or just things kind of started to like slow down for him. He comes through as a very soft-spoken person, but I feel as though he had some sort of firmness to him. I don't know if this is his background. It kind of feels like he would maybe be either he grew up in like a service type home, which is like military kind of home, or he himself was in one, because it feels as though like he has strict values and he wants those values followed kind of a thing. But I feel as though he was still like a fun, like let it go kind of a person in general in some moments. He showed me that he had some sort of possible hospitalization of some sorts, because he kind of makes me feel a little funny in this area. He was in the military, okay. He's making it kind of funny in this area. He also shows me that maybe his eyesight started to bother him towards the end, because I keep getting like a dry eye kind of a thing, and it almost feels as though he might have had to wear glasses, or his just vision started to kind of like go away, just from old age kind of a thing. He also showed me fish, so I don't know if he was into fishing of some sort. It was just random. He just kind of showed me a fish. But I also feel as though someone may have had to take care of him at some point, kind of have like a caregiver role, or maybe even a place with a caregiver role, but that's usually just because of my signs of like the feeling he was making me have around like my mouth area. So can you take any of this? Oh, also he showed me the number 7. So this could be the 7th of the month. 9 times out of 10 it's usually the actual month, so this would be the month of July. It could be, this is why numbers literally, you could be so mad because it could be children as well. 7's kind of high for children, but with the 7 makes sense as well. I guess I can take all of that so far. Okay. Do you believe that we are with your grandfather then? And if you're not sure, I can also still pull some more information. The date when he passed. Okay. All right. So I think it's safe to say that we are with grandfather here. Was he kind of a very routine man? He's kind of showing me like routine. He's showing me like kind of cleanliness. And I feel as though this comes from his military background. But I feel as though in general, he's just someone who just doesn't, he's not lazy in that sense, to where it's just like, he's like, it's just something you gotta do. It's just like how you live. And I feel as though, like I said, I feel as though he did have a set of values and some strict kind of rules, but I feel as though he was not hard about it, if that makes sense. I feel as though he's not like mean about it. It's just like, you know, these are the values that we have, these are the rules. He's not going to bend the rules. It's just, this is how we do it. But I feel as though he kind of talks about how he's actually proud of his kids and his grandkids, in a sense to where I feel as though they're all good people. And he kind of talks about how like he didn't have to deal with like super rebellious. Doesn't mean that people didn't have their rebellious ages around their teen years, but he kind of just talks about how like no matter what, like he raised good people, and it's almost as if like he didn't really have to go crazy with certain rules and stuff because of it. He's also talking about classic movies, so I don't know if he was into classic movies or liked watching them. I feel as though he's even talking about how like there's some movies you know on the top of your head that he loved. And I feel as though that's also the man of like routine, the man of like, I feel as though he did a lot of things like over and over kind of a thing. It's kind of like he's talking about how he liked watching movies and stuff that he already knew the end in, if that makes sense. Routine. Rules. It just seems like he's very old school in that sense too. Okay. He's kind of talking about the old school ways of him as well. And it's almost as if he likes talking about the past as well. It's almost as he was like, he constantly would sit there, oh, you know, back in my day, we would do this. And I know that's very vague, but I feel like he's very specific with this. I feel as though he didn't like a lot of modern things, and would constantly bring up like how it was when he was younger, or like vice versa in that type of sense. But I feel as though he was someone that wouldn't necessarily be too quick to judge someone for not having the same set of rules as him. He just seems like a very accepting person. But I feel as though he kind of talks about how he has a better relationship with you than maybe he had with your parents, if that makes sense. Almost as if like he's a lot more laid back with you versus your parents may have had it. I feel as though he was a lot more strict with them. And I know some grandparents might talk a lot about the war or about just in general. I feel as though he didn't though. I feel as though he was kind of closed off to this, or he just felt like it was disrespectful to talk about certain things. Would this make sense for him as well? Maybe specific aspects, just it would upset him. He never did talk about any of it. Okay, yeah. Because it's almost as if like it's not even about like bragging or anything. Like he just really felt like it was kind of disrespectful to talk about it. And I just feel as though he kind of, there's a very dark point in his life. I feel as though he talks about how like the movies are nothing like how it actually was. And I feel as though that angers him as well, because it's kind of like he talks about how like they upstaged it, and I guess they did it for like, you know, like film and, you know, all that. But I feel as though it was a lot more ugly than any movies or TV show will ever portray. And he talks about like it was ugly, and he just does not like to talk about it. Oh, okay. Okay, this is going to be a long shot, but he's also showing me the number 2 now. But it feels that the number 2 might tie into like his children. You have 2 children, okay. Okay, so he's also showing me, this is super strange. He kind of was showing me like lemons. But then he showed lemons kind of being like on like one of those squeeze twist things, like about like lemonade, like fresh lemonade. Would you have any ties to that? Again, that's never come up before.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari.
Sorry, that was just an ad on my music, y'all. Tired of ads being on everything. You can definitely take that. Okay. I'm glad he could take that, because that was very off of what I normally get. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay, he's also bringing up airplanes. Do you have a child who's into like airplane type of things? Because he's kind of showing airplanes, but like in a childlike setting. I don't know why. It just seems like someone like playing with airplanes, not necessarily airplanes. Don't. Can you take airplanes in general? Not sure about that one. Okay, I will circle that. Okay, he's also showing me music notes. Would he play music or just enjoy music in general? Usually when people show me music, they kind of like show like it in a different sense, but he's showing me like musical notes. So did he like play music or like play like an actual instrument or like piano or anything like that? Okay. Did he also wear glasses as well? I know I brought up the eyes earlier, but because he's kind of he just keeps showing like glasses. And I can't tell if he's trying to, yes, he did wear glasses, okay. So he's bringing something else up as well. So I don't know, it almost feels as though towards the end of his life, I feel as though his body just kind of started to fail him. In a sense where he just kind of got weaker. And I feel as though, I don't know if you know this per se, but he was like a person who really loved certain type of meals. And I feel as though there were certain things that he didn't really eat towards the end. And it's almost as if like he's kind of like reaffirming that like he is eating all of the meals that he missed on the other side. He's giving me indigestion too. He loves food, yeah. But did he have like a hatred for like fast food? Like he's like, that's not real food. Like he enjoyed like a home cooked meal. He enjoyed like real food. And he even showed like McDonald's up, but then he like had like, he went like this, like get that out of my face kind of a thing. Like he just is like, that crap's not food. I don't know why. I was cooked home and made meals. He's funny. He's so funny. And he's so stubborn. Oh my, he's so stubborn to where like he's set in his ways. Now he's also, oh, he's giving me like, I know earlier I said like neck pain, but like this neck pain is like going up towards like the head, like maybe the back of the head. Did he have something going on? Because he's bringing it up again. So is there something specific with the neck and the head? I'm running out of room and I have the big drawing pad here. I don't know if he was immobile for a while, so he was like stiff because he had to lay down for a long time. But he just gave me a huge shock to the base of my skull. Maybe a head injury of some sort, or just like head issue. I'm gonna write it down. Maybe head. Not too sure about the head. Okay. Was he an outdoorsman by chance? Because I was kind of bringing up the fish with him, and then he went and showed me like a duck. But like he kind of talked about like maybe even like some type of decor with that, like no, he kind of showed me like a wooden duck. Or like a, I don't know, like a, he was a country guy. Would there be specific with like duck? Like, did he hunt? He's just showing me like a duck, and it's just not like a real, I can't tell if it's a real duck or it's just like a statue of a duck or like a figurine of a duck. Like, I don't know, but it was like, it almost looks too perfect to be like a real duck, if that makes sense. And your notes, probably so he did hunt. Your notes, the stuff that I'm talking about now, I have to go back to the top because I'm running out of room down here. So I'm starting at the top. So if you see how some of the things at the end of the reading are towards the top, that's why I just ran out of room. Yeah, he's so funny. I feel as though he really talks about how he cherished you though. I feel as though he talks about like you were such a good girl. Were you good with like academics and stuff? I just feel like you were a good like he was just proud of how you were raised, if that makes sense. And I feel as though he spoiled you in a sense. I feel as though you guys both had like a close relationship. Even though he was still kind of a closed off person. I feel as though he was closed off and he kind of yeah, and it feels as though he only talks to people he's close with. Everyone else, he's quiet, reserved, very closed off. Doesn't get too, like, he definitely does not show emotions like that. Oh yeah, he's talking about like the academics, and I feel as though he like really likes to show you off. It's almost as if like if he's talking to someone, this is my granddaughter. My granddaughter came from my bloodline. That is my granddaughter. She is a absolute product of my family. I started this is her. And he talks about how beautiful you are, and I feel as though he's like, you were beautiful inside and out. And I feel as though you kind of have a lot of similarities to him too. Like you got similar like characteristics from him. Okay. And he says that you are constantly asking if he was around. And you constantly talk about how you miss him, and that there's certain instances that you, or predicaments that you're in, and you wish that you had him so that you could talk to him. I also feel as though, was he also the type of person that if you were fighting with your parents, you would kind of turn to him and talk to him about it as well? Yeah, he hears you. He hears you talk. He hears about everything that you ask him. He knows everything. He knows how much you miss him. He's also talking about, are there moments that you actually are like in your home or in your room, you actually like can sense that he's around? You just get like a overwhelming feeling that like he's around, or like you just his name, or just like he just pops up in your head out of nowhere. And he's talking about how that's when he's like literally like right around you. And I feel as though he's talking about the goosebumps you'll get too, and it's almost as if like he's hugging you. And he's telling you that like it's not in your head, like it's truly him. and the chills and the goosebumps that you get randomly, that are him as well. And he's giving you a big old hug when he does this. And I feel as though he's talking about like when he got onto the other side, he softened up so much more. It's almost as if like he kind of saw a point of view of his life and he's like, man, why was I so stiff sometimes? And he's funny like this. It's kind of like, he's like, wow, everything I thought I knew and I was stubborn about, I was wrong about, like things like this. And it's just like he is at such peace on the other side. He's super happy. I feel as though he was very unhappy towards the end with how his body was failing him. I feel as though he was a very independent man, did not like people taking care of him. I feel as though he didn't like that he was losing his independence because he saw himself as such a man, and it was like he didn't want people to be like taking care of him and eventually like wiping his butt kind of a thing. And he's kind of just saying like he's in peace on the other side because he's the way that he wants everyone to see him. He is strong, he is tall, he's proud, his chin is up, and he just feels like a young man again, and he's just happy, and he has a full view to his entire family, and he's with all of his friends he had lost, he's with all of his loved ones he has lost in the past, and he's just at such peace. And he says, please, please, please don't think anything different, don't, you know. And he's like, you know that he's at peace on the other side, and you pray and always hope that he is. And he's like, he is. He's like, he has not felt this much light in his entire life. I feel as though such weight was lifted off his shoulders. He was actually looking forward to it towards the end. Now, it feels as though he's talking about your kids, and someone's also like kind of like you. And he kind of says that watching your kids grow up, he loves both of them. One is like watching you grow up all over again. Yeah, and he's like, it's literally like watching her grow up all over again. Like he gets to witness it, and this time he gets to witness you as a parent, and he's so proud. And he said, stop doubting yourself that you're not doing a good job. He's like, you are an amazing mother. You're more of a mother than he could have ever even predicted. Like he is talking so highly about the mother that you are. And he says, you know, you constant worrying about how good of a mother you are just shows how good of a mother you are. And he's talking about how he's like, literally your one child is literally just like you. And it's, again, he loves getting to like kind of rewatch you as well. So that's super like sweet for him. And he says, stop wearing the weight of the world on your shoulders. And he's kind of saying, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Are you struggling with like either a friend or a friend group right now? Or kind of feeling like left out from like a friend or friend group or something? Yeah, he says don't worry at all. He says, you know what you're doing. You were born to be a mother. To have a family. Okay. He's kind of talking about how like you need to protect your peace. I feel as though he's also talking about some things you worry about, and it's kind of like you worry about things that aren't 100% true or you don't know are true, and it's just like some things you just have like a feeling. And he's like, there's no reason to stress about things that aren't facts, and there's no reason to stress about things that are going to kind of mess with your peace. It's almost as if he kind of talks about in general how you have to remember, yes, you have family, but the most important family is your family that you created. And if people are making you feel a certain type of way, or you feel as though they're pulling away, so then pull away back as well. Do your thing. Do your own thing. And I think he's kind of talking about how like Like if you start pulling away, it's almost as if they're gonna notice. It feels though he kind of talks about as well, like it's not your job to be the glue of the family. It's not your job at all. It's not all on you. And I feel as though he's, because again, it was making it seem like it was more of like a friend, but it was almost as if like there's some people that they may need to be at a distance because you need to protect your peace in general. And I feel as though anything that stresses you out is just not something that needs to be on your plate. You have other things you need to worry about. You know, your kids are number one, your family's number one. Make sure that you guys are good and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because it feels like you're not even taking care of yourself because you're worried about taking care of everything else you're trying. And that's what all us moms do. So that's very vague, but I feel as though you specifically literally don't get time for yourself, and you don't give yourself the time because it's almost like you feel guilty for giving yourself time. And he says that's absolutely wrong and you need to start doing that. And he's like, don't put things in your head and stress about things that, one, won't fully matter at the end of the day. Two, they wouldn't be doing the same for you. They wouldn't be feeling the same way for you. And three, anything that doesn't protect your peace. So I hope that you can resonate with that, and I hope that helps. This was such a wonderful reading. He was such a sweet man. He's definitely shocked that this is a thing. I'm going through right now. I definitely needed that. No, absolutely. And I'm glad that, you know, you resonated with it. And I'm glad that you were able to get a message tonight. And again, I always say that spirits draw me to the people who need to hear the message. Doesn't mean that everyone here doesn't need a message. I know you guys all do. I wish I could be here all day and do it. But I only get the time that I have. Again, I'm also a mom who tries to find time as well. So I get it. But yeah, he was just, he loved you so much. And I feel as though you kind of miss that, because it feels as though he was someone in the world that like you knew 100% loved you so much. And like, he was kind of someone that like you felt how proud he was of you. And it was kind of like you liked that attention that you got from him. And I feel as though you really missed that. But he's there on the other side. He's watching you. He's got front row seats to your entire life. He loves watching your children grow. And just remember, every time you have that feeling, he's with you in that moment. He absolutely adored you. And I will send you these notes as well in your messages. And if you wouldn't mind, I do have that feedback post that's pinned on my profile if you want to give any feedback or tell me how I did. Again, everything I did, Spirit did, they did all of the work. Oh, thank you so much. Again, they do all the work, guys. It has nothing to do with me. I just am the messenger. I just relay what Spirit gives me. And I hope that, you know, it helped heal you a little bit, okay? Oh, absolutely. I'm going to send his love and light back to you. And again, if you don't get this because mom brain, message me and then I will make sure I send it to you. But thank you guys so much for everything. Thanks for all the likes, the follows. I know TikTok's really weird and we don't usually have this few of people in here. I'm actually a little shocked myself. I don't know. Yeah, mom brain is horrible. Oh my gosh, so bad. And it kills me. But thank you guys so much for all the love, the likes. Again, I'm almost at 1,000 followers, which I never thought I'd ever get to. But TikTok doesn't like me this week. I don't know what's going on, but you guys are making me feel a little better knowing that apparently it's not just me and everyone else is having problems as well. But I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your night. I will try and get on maybe this weekend. If not, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Unless I change my mind and go back to Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We'll see. But thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. If you would like a reading, if you want to reach out, go ahead and message me on here if you want. Or if you want to go straight to my email, because I'll direct you there anyway, just send me an email at spiritswithsky with 2 Y's at gmail.com. What time do you get on? I usually get on shortly after 6. So I always say 6:30 so that I'm not late, but sometimes it can be 6:15, 6:30. So I'm Eastern Standard Time as well. And sometimes I like to make posts before I go on, like on my story or a post in general, just saying, hey guys, gonna go live tonight. But I've been trying not to make posts because TikTok's been really weird. I don't understand it. But thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your night.